Lancelets, the genus Amphioxus, are primitive chordates and often considered a model for what ancestral chordates might have resembled more or less. The spinal cord of lancelets is dorsal to the notochord. So the notochord is the prominent longitudinal support. There is no backbone. And it is almost as wide as the very small brain. The spinal cord is primarily involved in local reflexes and not in conducting messages to and from a large brain. The spinal cord is hollow. There is a central canal, as there are in all of the vertebrates, unlike the solid nerve cord typical of invertebrates. As invertebrates, the dorsal portion processes sensory information. It is here that the somatosensory nerve tracts carry axons, bringing in sensory information, and there are dorsal root cells for the soma of sensory neurons. In vertebrates, these are located outside the spinal cord in dorsal root ganglia. The ventral portions of the spinal cord are for motor commands, and there are separate tracts which leave for the motor tracts to skeletal muscle, the somatomotor tracts, and then the motor tracts giving commands to visceral muscle. The soma of many neurons are clustered around the central canal, but there is not the clear gray matter, white matter organization present in the spinal cord of vertebrates. There are different cell types here. Some soma cross the midline and are known as commissural neurons. There are cells of Rode, which are ventral, and the largest of them is the very first neuron in the spinal cord. It is a large soma, and its huge giant axon then runs ventral to the central canal and is easy to identify. There are organs of Hess, which are one of the multiple types of photoreceptor. So it is the central nervous system which is making some opsin proteins and actually detecting light. And in these organs of Hess, cup-shaped pigment cells are contacting the photoreceptors which have sensory microvilli in order to detect light. And these are quite evident in both the cross section and the longitudinal section of the spinal cord.